What's going on? Hello, Miss Village. Hello, hello, hello. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. This is my first time on my iPad. I feel like my head looks gigantic. Anyway, let's see. Is anybody's gonna actually show up? See if there's anybody that it's always weird talking to yourself until people may pop around. Boom! James Dillard's here, so that's great. Anyway, so yeah, I just figured I'd reach out, say hello, say thank you again for all the support. I hope that y'all are doing well with all these crazy new COVID talk. Let's not even focus on that. Wear a mask. Steven, what's up is in New Zealand, so glad you're here. It's good to see y'all. So as I posted a couple days ago, the big reveal is gonna of the secret project will be coming up in a couple of days. I'm literally fighting the urge to sort of show about it now. And oh, thank you, Ernan, telling me that I have a normal size head. That's greatly appreciated. So yeah, no, I'm writing every day. Book 9 is coming along really well, as is book 2. Honestly, like I'm getting a lot of like creative juices from both of those. Also still on the workout trip, which is exhausting. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys get on that runner's high. I do not. It just hurts every day. But you know, better than diabetes, so which I don't want. Vinny, Siglola, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you made it. Oh yeah, and guys, thank you for the stars as always. I put those towards towards our charitable giving, which is always great, and always good to see the Alvarados. All right, so let's see. So yeah, still hoping for book 9 in June. I mean, like the writing's going really well, but it feels like it might be turning into a slightly larger book. So I'll keep you updated. Book 2 is going along well, and so that should definitely be out around the September, as I was hoping. And yeah, the third series, I'm messing around with that. 1 or 2 family stuff have come up that may be delayed until next year, but there's some really cool stuff going on. What is up, Matthew Sanders? And yes, Alex, I feel the same. I fucking hate running. No high, only pain. Yes, only pain. It's like, yes, it improves your cardiovascular health, but at what cost? I just not 1,000% around it. So for all of you guys that have been waiting on book orders, you've been very patient, but I'm happy to say that they are finally coming. You know how it took like a year to be able to switch these 2 positions. So anyway, it's finally done. I'm waiting on more shipments from my printer, and then I'll be able to send out all the many awesome orders that I've gotten from you guys. So appreciate you being patient. That's awesome. Excuse me. Errol Smith, that was a wonderful compliment. He's thanking me for my artistic vision and spectacular talent. I will give him my mom's email. She says, quit farting around on the computer. So I'm glad that some of you guys appreciate it. Okay, so I am very weak-willed, and that's why I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you can see what this is, but yeah, it has something to do with the big secret that's going to be coming out. That's enough. That's it. My patrons will be getting all the other new stuff. So, but yeah, it's something that I've been working on. I think that you guys are really gonna like it when it comes out. It'll be going live very soon, and it's a thank you project that I've been working on for all you guys, because you guys are awesome. And sometimes I'm like, I want to show them how much I appreciate them in between the books coming out. So I think that this will be something that you will enjoy. So anyway, yeah, no, there's going to be some really good stuff. Yes, The Witcher 2, super excited about that. You know, that's going to be awesome. All right, so I mean, this was sort of just an impromptu giving you guys a what's up. Yeah, I'm also going to switch to the swimming as well. Patrick, Scott, Anthony, because yeah, he said, you know, the bike. I've actually got a Peloton. It is gathering dust. I have got to get on that thing. So yeah, so we're gonna be working on that. It is not a video game. It is not a video game. Not yet. One day. Ideally, it will be. Yes, Jesse, that is what it is. A step-by-step of the land. I think you guys are gonna like it. I think it's you guys are gonna be kind of geeked in it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And it's gonna be free for y'all. I'm really excited about this project we've been working on. We're working on it forever. God, I've been interviewing artists for literally for about 9 months. Interviewed about 500 different artists and groups around the world until I finally found the right match. So yeah, I'm gonna be teasing out like some cool stuff with that very, very soon. And then we'll be going live with it probably in about a month and a half when I have enough of a backlog. And the goal is going to be able to get a new one out to you guys every week. So you guys will now have land goodness on a regular basis. Boom. It should be a lot of fun. But anyway, yeah, I'm super excited to share it with you guys. Super excited for you guys to be able to get into the Land Mayhem. My patrons will be getting a copy of the prologue for the Land Webcomic in about an hour. I think in about an hour is when I'm going to be uploading it. One day there will be a Land game. One day there will be a Land action or anime series. I may get on that Kickstarter-y kind of stuff because I've been making connections with like really, really cool indie people that are like sort of, doing that kind of stuff, because going it the classic way, that's just not how I do things anyway. But yeah, so I just thought I wanted to share it with you guys. I wanted you guys to be able to see like, sort of our cool artwork and stuff like that. People getting drawn in as we create, and the light and the dot cuts and things like that. Yeah. Seen the universe. So yeah, we've been working really hard on the artwork, and it's come together like pretty swag. So yeah, I'm looking forward to y'all being able to mess around with that. Again, thank you as always to my core patrons. And this is also the way that my core patrons, have been like super patient, because I'm not like a lot of other authors where I just like, shop stuff out like really, really early. I do it about, a month and a half beforehand. But now my core patrons will be getting early stuff on a regular basis, on a weekly basis until the zombies start walking the earth. And y'all have been patient with me. You have helped me raise over $125,000 to help various charities, which is amazing. And this is my thank you that I've been working on and been keeping under wraps forever. So I hope that you guys like it, and then I'll be sharing it with everyone else, like a couple weeks after that. But my goal is to have my patrons always be like, maybe 3, 4, 5 episodes ahead. So that'll be a lot of fun. And thanks for the support from y'all that are saying it. It's like the artwork is really, really clutch. I'm super happy with the group that I've been able to find. They have to deal with my perfectionism, which has been one of the biggest stumbling blocks in working with other artists. It's like very, very frustrating when you're like, yeah, so I need it to look like this, and then they draw them another way, and they're like, do you like it? I'm like, oh, it's beautiful, except, he's not Norwegian, and they're like, well, this is my vision, and then it's a whole thing. So I hope that you guys will really, really enjoy it. And yeah, that's what's been going on. And yes, one of these days. So I agree, Dota on Netflix, pretty dope. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but it seems pretty dope. There's so much anime out there these days. Jesus, just so much. Like Log Horizon came out with a new series. I still need to dive into that. I've been messing around with Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, which is still like, just a really awesome and sort of like, sort of lit RPG kind of series where they're not overly overpowered. Just really, really cool stuff. Obviously I've been watching Attack on Titan. That is just like high class, just top notch writing in there. Yes, I do love these gigantic straws. But anyway, no, I'm so weak-willed. I was supposed to wait another several days, but I'm definitely I just really wanted to share the webcomic, and I will be posting up an episode for my patrons and about an hour there. Thank you so much, as always. Oh, and some of you guys didn't know. Yes, I have a Patreon, and it'll be going up for my core members. And just so you know, my Patreon is different from other people's a little bit. I use, just so you know what I do with the funds, like, I use more than 50% for the charitable giving that we do. And then I use a good amount of what's left to try to do marketing and other things like that. And then the little bit else is when I make artwork for you guys. So I try to keep it updated. It's not a pay-per-play kind of thing. It's like, if you want to support, that's great. But yeah, so I'll be doing that, and it's just Patreon/Alaron Kong. But yeah, so all right, so Eric, let's see, Eric, this is my first question. So Eric Edward is saying, as odd as it sounds, growing up in the South, did pro wrestling have any impact on your love of storytelling as one of the best storytelling methods in the So I mean, all right, look, so I totally agree that pro wrestling is one of the first sort of like non-traditional storytelling methods that like sort of got live. I mean, I don't think you can really talk about it like Jake the Snake era if you don't really like, if you haven't seen like that documentary and just seen like, dude, like the amount of like corruption and cocaine and like just like how like, these dudes, were making, they were making like, beer money and just getting the crap kicked out of each other on a regular basis. And then, Macho Man came out and, Hulk Hogan came, and they sort of like, changed the game. And then obviously we get onto The Rock, who then, springboards into everything else and blah, blah, blah. But, I was never super duper into it back in the day, partially because I was a wrestler myself and was very much like, that's not real wrestling. So yeah, I mean, like I honestly learned more about it just sort of as an art form after, like when I was in college and a little bit later, just sort of learning about like, these dudes, like, kind of reprehensible dudes, not all of them. I mean, Mr. Mankind, they say, was like a really, really, sweet and awesome guy. But just in general, learning about it. So it's interesting. But no, I don't really feel like it impacted me, but I do think it's a really, really cool sort of story and culture that has started to pervade, sort of other things. So Danny's asking if I've seen Berserk. I absolutely have, but so the old stuff. And I heard they came out with new stuff like after, the three main arcs. And I haven't really gotten into any of that, because honestly part of me feels like, man, that was just a really amazing way to stop that series, and I don't want to like get back into it and then have it sort of mess it up for me. I mean, as far as like anime and whatever, sort of short stories, I gotta give it to Afro Samurai, literally. I mean, Afro do that, hold on. But yeah, no, I mean, Afro Samurai, those 5, awesome. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson, obviously very Samuel L. Jackson-y. And yeah, so that was awesome. Don Machi is the better way to say it than is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon. But yeah, I mean, there's really, really cool stuff. So God Eater, I didn't fully get into it. I'm not, so like, as you guys have seen from like the way I write the land itself, I'm not super duper into overpowered characters that much, even though like, Overlord was great and it's fun and all, but I like seeing the struggle. I like seeing like characters lose and characters die that you don't necessarily expect. And honestly, like, they came out with that, what was it? Was it Hercules? It wasn't Hercules. It was like, they came out with that Greek anime. It was on Netflix or whatever. And I understand it was very true to the original storytelling that I remember reading, when I was a 3rd grader. But even that, because it's so scripted and because it was made for sensibilities that were thousands of years behind ours, I feel like, they could have adapted it in a much more cooler way. So, I mean, I really like things that I have to kind of guess. I have to kind of like, move around and that can sort of take me by surprise. Something that can like sort of get like the wow factor out of me. Like when Sub-Zero like froze the blood and stabbed the dude, I was like, holy shit, that was crazy. So yeah, I would say that. And so like someone is it. So Jacques Voss is asking him what my very favorite anime. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I do really like the older, darker, bloodier stuff like Claymore. Oh my god, it's so sick. It's such an awesome, amazing anime. So like dark and twisted, and there's even politics and stuff like that. So I love that. If I had to say like a favorite one of all time, honestly, I can't really say a favorite one of all time. Like, I'm definitely not like a hardcore anime dude. I very much enjoy them. I very much like them. I do feel like, and this is a guy who loves Sweater Bunnies, just loves them. But like, oh my god, we can just take our finger off the button a little bit on that. So I personally like, definitely not above a little anime. I like more magic. I like more violence. I like jokes, that kind of stuff. And honestly, that's one of the reasons that I really want to, I think that The Land as an anime would really crush it, because I feel like I feel like a lot of times we either have the violence or we have the jokes or we have the magic, and I feel like there's not a lot where it's just like a bunch of dudes, like messing each other up. And that's the kind of tone that I try to strike with The Land, and I feel like it could very much be like an old school Dungeons and Dragons meets Rick and Morty. I mean, I think that would be awesome. So yeah, John C. Calvert's asking how I feel about Castlevania. I mean, the blood and gore of Castlevania was amazing. It was awesome. The character portrayals were really, really good too. I feel like there's a lot more that we sort of, could do with it. I feel like Dracula, I feel like ancient vampires would not go out that easy, personally. I mean, even if just looking at the economic power of somebody that's been able to hold on to land for X amount of time. I mean, look at the economic power of people that aren't vampires that we know of in our world that have that economic power. And I just feel like, everyone's always going toe to toe with Van Helsing and Dracula, when I feel like Dracula would just call up a tag team and just be like, yo, smoke this fool. I feel like that's that's much more realistic. But that's just me. That's just Aileron. But anyway, obviously, and Raphael Lucas, yeah, Cowboy Bebop, perfection, amazing. I mean, just sort of like the stark emotion that comes along with Cowboy Bebop, like the intensity of the sacrifice and the horror that goes along with some of these storylines. That's totally balanced out by arguing about the fact that some dude made beef and peppers, but there's no actual beef in it, and he's like, it's your fault. Like that's amazing. It's amazing, and sort of seeing a cowboy western. Obviously, it's called Cowboy Bebop, but it very much does have that Mandalorian, that Firefly feel. Which, honestly, now that I think about it, was that the first, cowboy western? I haven't really been thinking about it, but there's certainly not enough of them, in my opinion. And that would be awesome. So, yeah. All right, so Laura Belby is asking what MMOs I played. So, not very many, right? I played, Warcraft when it was original for like a day. I was starting on the medical track, and I'm like, I won't be a doctor. So I kind of gave up on that. And I played, oh God, what was it called? It was the one where you could play a healer and they were sort of bald, and they had a sort of a white robes. It was one of the very, very early Guild Wars. I played the original Guild Wars, until some hacker stole like all my gold, and it totally pissed me off, and I just deleted my account and never played again. But other than that, not really many, because, I mean, one, keep in mind that as MMOs were sort of getting a lot, so I guess it would be maybe 15 years ago when MMOs were sort of peaking, is when I was starting my medical career, and that took 10 years of me living a golem-like existence in a dark room. And then when I came out, I could have started playing, but I started writing these books and started connecting with y'all. And now it's like, yeah, I kind of could be into it, but honestly, I feel like the world itself is calling me. I feel like my worlds are calling me. And so while, every once in a while I feel like sort of diving in and playing, honestly, I just feel like I'm much more comfortable pulling up an old game of like Diablo or, sort of, Civ 4 and just rocking around with like a game that I'm super about, as opposed to trying to, claw my way up in something. And also, honestly, it ruins it a little bit for me that like people go in and immediately crack the game. Like, I like to play the game. I want to fail the game. I want to see what's going wrong with the game. I want to be the one that explores and finds blah, blah, blah. And it's just so formulaic that doesn't appeal to me. I like the exploration of a new world. So yeah, not really so much. Not really so much. Yep, Delroy, appreciate you noticing the curls. Yeah, I cut my own hair now. That's why it's we can call it lopsided. Yeah, I do it with Shias now. Yeah. All right. Let me say, again, you guys are amazing. Thank you for the support and the loss that we had. And thank you guys for reaching out and talking to the family. I've heard that meant a lot to them in their time of tragedy, seeing the lives, the trickle down effect of the lives that he had touched. Thank you guys for rocking and rolling with me for so many years. Like that's awesome. I missed y'all. That's why I wanted to come out today. Again, I'm book 9 and book 2. I'm working on, and the words are flowing really, really well. Book 9 may end up being a little bit larger, so I will keep you updated. I'm still hoping for around June, but I will let you know definitively next month. As I told you guys, I am very weak-willed, and I will be posting to my Patreon very soon the secret project that I've been working on, which is a webcomic of the land, which you can see there with the moons and all their glory, and that is going to be awesome. I've interviewed literally 500 different artists so frustratingly around the world until I found a cool crew. And so yeah, I'll be posting that on a weekly basis or better for my patrons, ideally. Yeah, so thank you guys for being patient with me, and I hope that you really, really love it. And I will be posting it in about a month and a half, I think, for everybody else. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I just wanted to say what's up. Again, thank you for the stars. You guys are helping me to with the donations that we're doing. That's super cool. And yeah, so you guys stay great. You guys will be amazing. The books are coming in. I'll be getting those orders out soon. We just had an issue with the actual physical printer, but now they're coming here. And yeah, so be good to each other. Stay awesome. I'm going to go post this webcomic on my Patreon now. So I hope that you guys like it. And yeah, there will be a new episode out every week, ideally. And yeah, I'm going to stop saying "anda." All right, y'all. Well, as always, I appreciate you. You're amazing. Be good to each other. Wear a mask. It's real. Stuff coming out of India is horrifying. But I'm so happy we're all still here. I might be able to see you guys at Dragon Con if that goes down. I'm not sure. But either way, I'll keep seeing you here and know that you're appreciated. All right. I could not do this without you. Thank you. Peace, love, Perfect Margarita.